Hello, you doing? This is Zachary. We're gonna talk about TLC, Crystal Jones, who used to be, who actually the founder of TLC, the group. Um, it's important to know this because I have a lot of questions. I was watching a video. Let me see who I was watching. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Jack. Oh, Jesus, stop! I hate this thing sometimes. Hold on. Okay, so I was watching a video on YouTube about. I'm gonna get this content creator props. Hold on, y'all. Anyway, well, I'm gonna go ahead and run my while this thing is loading. I'm using a device to load this thing. Okay, so people sometimes forgive, the story that TLC was founded by Crystal Jones, was not founded by Clyde Davis or Left Eye was one of the beginning members. I'm talking about Pebbles or either uh, Ellie Reed or what's the man name? Baby, no. Okay. So Crystal Jones, who's a C stands for, not she is Rozonda, right? Okay. They gave her name Chilli because of that. Um, she was inspired by Bell Biv DeVoe, which saw the song Poison. So she wanted to do a female version of Bell Biv DeVoe. She wanted to, and it was something she told certain producers, people in the industry and stuff, so that she wanted to do this um, female version of Bell Biv DeVoe, BBD. And so there was an audition. The first didn't want Lisa because she came with a dress on, but when she started rapping, her okay, looking for an image, a very cut image for the girls, and I guess she had a regular dress on, what I'm saying, and she came in rap, and the producer for like the producer was like, nah, I don't think she fits. No, no, we're like, well, Chris said I want her in the group. Then T-Boz had that raspy voice, and he told her to make it deeper. So that's why. So push come to shove, not to go out in detail because I just trying to get basically because I'm having issues with the device here. Um, oh Lord, I just ate some food. Um, TLC's T-Boz and Left Eye Crystal had connections with Pebbles because Pebbles was visiting a hair salon where T-Boz worked, and she heard T-Boz singing, and she said, "I want this group." And so they already had a manager, but she bought him out the contract. Yeah, and she was trying to flatter them with gifts, money, take them out to eat, going to the chef cook good meals for them, so they can have this rich lifestyle. Okay, and a lot of people know that Crystal said she was kicked out because she questioned the contract. I'm going to go on another turn left on this. What is wrong with this thing? Go thing. Okay, hold on, y'all. Oh Lord, hold on just a moment. Can we get? Okay, okay. I'm not gonna run my mouth on this, okay? Because I'm having issues. I have technical issues and stuff. Well, anyway, Crystal Jones, what she said was that she questioned the contract, and then um, Pebbles had another replacement was Rozonda Thomas, which is Chilli. She was Damian Dame. It was a female and male duo group, and it's weird they both died in June '94 and '96. The female in the group, the sister, she died in June and same day. I think the 27th. It's like Michael Jackson, or 25th, and then the next year, which was now 30 years of Damien, the brother in there, the one with the perm. He died. I was inspired by that perm. I remember them before TLC came out when we watched a Michael Jackson black and white video. And my aunt don't like the brother with the perm. You see why I always push the edge? Okay, my family. Okay, and the brother. I said I like the little perm guys. I want my hair like. I'm always push. Look, I'm a Leo. I just turned 47 a couple of days ago. This week, me and Madonna, we push edges, we push agendas, we push the envelope. Okay, you don't like something, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get on your nerves. I am. Okay, so Even my multiracial identity and heritage, which is true, that's my multiracial background, but some people don't like that. Mention that, I don't care. Leos, we don't care. We don't give a damn, okay? So I remember watching Damian Dame, and that's I think Dame is the female and Damian is the male, right? Okay, well, Dame sadly passed away. Because I'm like, what happened to that group? I was asked that question, group, like, what happened to that group? And I do believe Clyde Davis killed them. I do believe that. Yes, I do. They were the first artists in LaFace Records before Tony Braxton. A lot of folks not know that. Before Tony Braxton, before TLC, before Usher. Um, he was LaFace Records. That's how Diddy got that deal with Clyde Davis. Yeah. The Angel Harrell had fired him at was it Tom Bar Records? Yeah. Okay. So was it Tom Bar or was it other? Okay, well, one of the record labels. Okay. So that's the reason why that I said this. I said because they yeah, those two was talented. The sister and the brother that worked, my sister brother, I ain't talking about they're related. They're of African descent. And I was inspired by the brother, the dog skin brother with the perm. I was inspired by his hairstyle. I said, damn, I want my hair like he had a perm. He ain't, but brother had no shame. He did what he wanted to do. That's right. Um, and yeah, he had that little what I call it the chili ball. He had that. I said, I want my hair like that. How the hell you wear his hair? Yeah, I'm sorry. I was 12 years old. I was like, I don't care what the old folks about what we can't do because we not fully black. I don't give a damn if we were. It's our damn body. Got the folks. I do the fuck. Leave me alone. Shoot, I don't like telling me what to do. Okay, I do what the hell I want to do. And it hurts my heart that he passed, but not because of perm, but him and his sister and her too. They all were talented groups, and we did not know. I didn't know till like 2000 something they passed away. Because I thought they went off the earth. I just thought that the contract ended. No. The sister in the group died first in June of 94. Then the brother with the perm died in June of 96. And I believe it was the same date. And I find it weird. They both died the same date in 2 years later. Now, Chilli was the backup dancer. I think she was also a singer too, but she was back for that duo. And Pebbles was the one that got her out to replace Crystal Jones. And what it was, in my opinion, Sister Perry now is a preacher. If she did not intentionally do this, and I say intentionally meaning because even with the Mexican pop rock singer Gloria Trevi, y'all know about anyone who listens to Latin music, before R. Kelly, that was the R. Kelly story, okay? And y'all know I do not like what Gloria Trevi did to them girls and her manager, her pimp, okay, Sergio Andrade, okay, the Mexican dude down there. But I do like some of her rebellious nature, okay? Yeah, I mean, no, I love Pero Sueto, I love Agarrate, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that Vienes Verdes, that's Venus the green. Venus, Virgin of the Virgin, and she's, and her portraying the Virgin Mary, mocking, that's very blasphemous, but I do like the beat to the song, you know what I'm saying? I wish it was not that subject, but she was working for her pimp, who was into Satanism. Yeah, I know, it's real. Someone shared me a while ago that what's that place called Cataco, or what's called? It's a little city down in Veracruz. Veracruz was Afro Mexicans, slaves. Okay, well down there, that's what Selma Hayek and Angelina Jolie. They go to these brujas and brujos and do all Santana. Is the Santana Capo of Mexico? Well, someone shared me that what's the name went there too when it was dealing with legal issues, and actually the bruja was scared Sergio Andrade. Okay, yeah, and so you can tell that he was grooming. I guess I haven't gotten detail of Lucero, the other Mexican pop singer, who's more innocent, and she's not. She looked like supposed to be the rebellious version. Okay, supposed to be the alter ego, but I guess Lucero got away from Sergio Dorado and Blossom. Todo palabras. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Toda palabras. I remember that song back in '94. That was, da, 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 da. That's a song. I said, who is this fine master woman? Toda palabras, palabras. So, sorry, y'all. So I remember, Lucy said I watched, I said more. I remember the bad triplet, the good triplet, and the blind triplet, and she had a weave in her head. Yeah, she had long hair, but the weave covered her long hair, and she was pretending to be the blind triplet because she was in love with the Theo, the uncle in the movie, in the soap opera. And when she confronted the blind triplet, she yanked the weave off, and her real hair, long hair, came out the weave. I guess she had it in a bundle in layers. Sorry, y'all. So I don't forget that, baby. I don't forget that. I watched lots of that more, okay? I didn't watch all the episodes when I was learning Spanish, but I watched that, okay? So, anyway, so Sergio Andrade, if you know about that case, y'all, and Gloria Trevi, that was the R. Kelly case. Yeah, because they went to poor neighborhoods. They attracted young little girls. Some of the music that Gloria Trevi performed, it's the same thing here. When I go in the hood, when I live in the hood, you got kids listening to hip hop music. They got a lot of cussing. Where I come from, no, my grandma was toxic, but she didn't allow that. I had to go sneak and listen to music that was, explicit, right? These kids in Mexico who were the lower economic class was listening to Gloria Trevi, and you can tell they was looking for poor children, especially the girls, to try to recruit them in sex trafficking. And so, oh yes, Sergio Andrade was doing it, and he was using Gloria Trevi's image. And I'm like, she was like the Mexican Madonna. Now, she didn't like to be called the Mexican Madonna in Mexico, but her talking about sex and condoms and rebellion, of course you're going to be called a Mexican Madonna, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and no, if he was, no, not Selena was called a Mexican American Madonna because she wore bustiers. Her image was clean compared to Gloria Trevi, okay? And Gloria Trevi put that rock edge in pop, and she was, you can tell she did. Y'all talking about Beyonce, Sasha Fierce? I'm sorry, Beyonce, I do believe it's true. Hold on, what's going on here? Soon as I do a damn video, it's time gotta be some hood shit. God, dog. In the Saturday morning, almost afternoon. God, dog. Anybody got the barbecue? It's still summertime, okay? Shoes. Bring that energy back with Will Smith, okay? When he was okay, back in '92. He did Weird Holiday. I'm about to get that too. Allegedly. Be careful saying that. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That they did the same thing when I hear rap music cussing bitch hoe nigga. No kid, yeah, little kids, 3 years old hearing all the sexual like Sexy Red. When I was at Navigation Center right there by Jensen Equipment in Cosworth, when I was homeless, I stayed in Navigation, and I'm on the bus number 6, Jensen bus, and I'm hearing this sister girl, her daughters, barely like toddler, listen to Pound Town. Your daughter don't even be listening to that damn shit. What's wrong with you, bitch? Then when she became a thought, you want to whoop her ass. No, you the one allowed her listen to that type of music. So, that's ain't in Mexico. The poor ranking people who live in poverty, who are working families are in poverty, were like the attraction of Gloria Trevi's top, to our audience. So that's the reason why I had little girls dressing up like her, like, no. But that was a grooming thing to get the girls involved in, because they had who want to be the next Gloria Trevi or something like that contest. Said Sergio Andrade supposed to help you get your music career, and no, he wanted you to strip butt naked They had little girls and teenage girls, even some grown women who are past 18. He gave this lifestyle, and he was beating, mistreating them, raping, and going through everything along with it. But she said she went along with it because she was also a victim too, which is true because she met him when she was like a teenager, when she was in a girl group. It was like the Spice Girls. You know, Spice Girls were not famous in the '80s, but it was like a Spice Girls version, or should I say, Heart, not Heart. The Bangles, the Mexican version of the Bang. You know, the '80s group, or Climax. You know what I'm saying? There was a girl group back in the day. Of Climax, what other female girl group back in the '80s? That's what it was, or Sweet Sensation, or Seduction. If you don't know, Expose. Even know what I'm talking about, okay? There was like the girl group the Pussycat Dolls, the Mexican group back in the '80s. I forgot what they were called, and she was a homeless girl. In Mexico, she's from Monterrey. She went all the way down to Mexico selling gum, Mexico City DFA, and Sergio Andrade somehow found her. And I wouldn't be shocked that he violated her as a teenager back in the '80s, and then she turned a grown age, and as the other girls left, and she was on the Maria, whatever her name is, the other chick that was in there. She wasn't the main star, but Gloria Trevi was. Okay, so she stayed around, hang around with us, and that's what happened. And Gloria Trevi was a star, and you know what I'm saying. So she was the victim too. That's why people still listen to her music, because yeah, that goes on. When you the main star, I'm not defending, but your groomer, your head groomer, the manager is forcing you not to say anything, threatening to kill you, murder you, rape you gonna comply with what he say. He was that mean pimp. You know what I'm saying? He was a slap a hoe type pimp. Okay, I'm not making fun of the women. I'm talking about him. You know how? Nope. That's how many pimps here in the United States slap a bitch in the face. You know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? Ready to kill your ass. He was that mean pedophile pimp. Okay, just like R. Kelly was to them girls. Like, you know, yeah. That's why some. So so if you are the main star, I mean, for example, imagine Aaliyah, if she didn't lead R. Kelly, and he had a audition for girls, and she was his wife, and she was beaten, mistreated by him, and she told her to do the same thing to the girls. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was with Gloria Trevi and so that's why I brought this up. So he said, why are you bringing up about TLC? Because I look at Pebbles with that. When TLC portrayed Pebbles as his villain, and Pebbles come out and said it's not true, the question, remember she was Ellie Reed's wife, okay? And Ellie Reed was loyal to Mr. Clyde Davis. And this woman saying that she felt this, she felt betrayed. It hurt her. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Now she's a minister in Atlanta. My question is to them all. Was she complacent because was L.A. Reid being just like Sergio Andrade? You know what I'm saying? I look at that, okay? Because y'all don't understand. Sometimes the victimizer is also the victim too. And I'm not defending, but if the life is being shook to the point that they have to do it, they defending. They're just gonna kill you. They'll kill your family. They go after everybody. To get back at you for revenge. So you go along with it, shut up and just go along with it. That's how evil some of these people are. And I'm looking at it, Reed, because why is Chilli in this situation was taken from Dame, not Dame Dash, Leah's boyfriend, Damian Dame, to be the backup dancer to take Crystal Jones' place. Okay, she already had in mind. Did Ellie Reed say that? Because one thing that Crystal did, she questioned the contract. She said, I want to read this contract with my mother before I sign it. And she like, And they told the other girls, no, you ain't going to read that contract. You're going to sign that contract, whatever. And the reason why that I say that, because now I'm going to drop the ball. Crystal Jones. The reason why I question this too, not to say she's lying, was there a warehouse deal? And y'all know I'm a big fan of Zachary King, the former Santana Wizard, who who was raised Baptist, became a Satanist, and became Catholic. We have a lot in common because I wasn't a Satanist. I did voodoo witchcraft from 9 to 12 years old, learning from TV. Okay, because I was getting bullied at school. But and I left that alone at 12 years old once in 1991, 1992. I turned 13, right? Then 93, I became Catholic going on 14 years old. 13, I got converted when I got my first communion. Um, but I thank God. I'm not the perfect. I do struggle with seeing all that stuff, but I thank God I did join in the church. But the thing is that I would have been a Satanist too if I went over with the cult. You know what I'm saying? With voodoo, witchcraft. So it's scary because that's how he got introduced to it as well, talking about Zachary King. Zachary King said that the thing called a satanic sacrifice, not means murder, it's still a sacrifice when you do ritual, okay? You sacrificing your spirit, your soul, when you do some sexual stuff, right? It's called warehouse deal. A warehouse deal is where you have sex with either an animal, with a minor, with an adult, both male and female. Okay. And if you don't do that, you have to sacrifice someone in your family or your friends. Okay. In order to get famous, Kanye, Mama, conspiracy is an example. So when I look at these situations with with TLC. Was she offered a warehouse deal to do this too? Okay, I'm serious. Let me explain why I asked that question. Because why there's so much talk about Chilli sleeping with Ellie Reed. I'm not gonna make fun of Chilli. I'm just saying why this theory about Ellie Reed sleeping with Chilli in the group. Remember, Chitty was introduced to take Crystal's place. Crystal was the founder of TLC, right? While it's similar to like what happened with Barry Gordy and Donna Ross. Forrest Bala made the Primates, not the Supremes, but she did not give it up. I'm sorry, Diana Ross, you did. You gave it up to Barry Gordy, and that's he made you the famous one. Now they keep saying because Diana Ross not dark skinned, but Forrest Bala was lighter than Diana Ross. Okay, so if she was cameras, she's cameras. Of course, we see a little lightning. Okay, Diana Ross, but she was not dark skinned. None of the Supremes were. Okay, but Forrest Bala, like I said, if Faith Evans was younger, she could have played the hell out of Forrest Ball because she looked just similar like her. I kid you not. Of course, they had the Dream Girls and they had the play and all that. They were trying to use different people, so that's why they picked women that did not look like Supreme. So you would not think you're talking about Supreme, but we already know they're not about to just change their names. But we know Epi is for. But I don't think that Epi was in love, truly in love with Barry. Go talking about Forrest Ball. We know Dina Jones is Diana. Okay. So, Sherry, wife, Ralph don't look like Donna Ross, okay, and Beyonce don't like Donna Ross either. So, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is that the idea was because Forrest Bottom was sexually abused by this tall, bright skinned dude, this old crazy. I'm drop the N word, nigga. There was based on something Hardy. He was 7 feet. In Detroit, whoop your bitch ass and violate people. He was in the NBA. He being dusty, yeah, on drugs. Oh yes, and them Detroit niggas killed his ass. He thought he was big and bad and tall. He was tall, high. He used the N word. Be in nigga out of the street. Take any woman and violate her. Don't care because he was going to a sock hop and he violated for his baller. So not only she had to deal with that, next thing she had to deal with her own group that she founded. The Primates is called Supremes. It was Supremes first. Then it became Diana in the Supremes. Diana Ross. And Diana Ross, I'm sorry, because she did give it up. I love Miss Diana. But she did give up and had a relationship because Wanda Ross, the more camera skin sister with the kinky hair, that's her daughter in Barry Gordy. Then she had children with the two white men that she married. Okay, yeah, the two white, one was a Jewish and the other was Norwegian, right? Okay, Tracy Ross and Evan Ross. No offense, I'm not even talking bad about y'all mama, but it's the truth, y'all. Yes, she did. She did give it up. And I'm not trying to make fun, but if you give it up in the industry, That's where the warehouse deal come in. And I even think what they did they call warehouse deal back in 1960s and 50s. Well, because Jerry Goddard was violated too, and Shirley Temple. And yes, on my white side of the family tree, y'all, those are my cousins. I'm not making it up. Judy Garland and Shirley Temple are my cousins. Okay, Memoro is too. I'm not making this shit up. When I did my ancestry, and it showed who your family related to on my white side of the family tree. Okay, my white ancestors, yes. So they were warehouse deal too. Okay, they were. But what did Barry Gordon know he was doing? That's kind of scary. That's scary. Okay, it's scary. All right. So that's the question I gotta ask because Crystal, there's bits and pieces. I'm not trying to interrogate Miss Jones here in my video. It's a theory that I make an educational guess, and you do science project, and you have to prove your educational guess is right or is wrong, if it's correct or whatever. So the guess I'm asking was it just besides the contract was a warehouse deal? Was Santana did this Clyde Davis pursue to make all y'all do some rituals or have someone kill your family or whatever or your friends? Because this is the reason why I look at that because Damian Dame are dead. While TLC was popping, okay, 1992, 93, 1994 with Creep, actually the sister in Damian Dame, she died months before Creep came out in 94. Okay? Then the tour in 96, then no, 95 is when they had a tour, right? Oh, they told everybody they had they 95, yeah, 95 was when they told everybody that they were broke. Okay? And yeah, in 96 is when I never get